Correct. I think everyone has, no. Kamlesh bro and is not here. Let's wait for 1 minute more.
I think it's not on the compression ratio. It's
Yes.
reason may be different because here I can see that you can see. Okay, so this is the SI engine.
Hmm.
So I can make a diagram of SI engine. So
Yes.
stroke length or compression ratio means the distance between BDC to TDC,
Hmm.
and the compression ratio make it as 10.1 to compression ratio. Here is a 10, and here it is the CI engine. So means the stroke length is more. That
Hmm.
means the compression ratio is more, and not bothered about the clearance volume.
Yeah,
See,
but it depends on the clearance volume, bro.
No,
But
no,
it
yeah.
no.
It
depends the
also depends.
compression ratio because
We,
inversely depend.
yeah, correct.
Like if we increase the clearance volume, there will be decrement in the compression ratio.
So what is the
Yeah,
compression
exactly.
ratio? First, you tell me.
His point of view is also right
Thank you.
because
Thank you.
but no one is going to no one is going to give more clearance volume up to that much required. Only that much the engineer will be design the engine in that way. No one is going to have the more clearance volume. If, but in compression ignition engine, there the stroke length is more as compared to the spark ignition. That's the reason we have more compression ratio for the compression engine.
Yeah. Is it not the same thing? Clearance volume is less and stroke length is more.
But it depends. But no engineer will try to do like that.
Not.
It
We
depends
can
on the
It's
also.
clearance
not
volume.
necessarily same, yeah. It doesn't have to be same. It can be same, but it doesn't have to. See, let's say if your stroke length is 10 for diesel engine, petrol engine, okay,
Okay.
and your stroke length for the compression ignition engine is 20. You have same clearance volume in both the engines. Okay, let's assume. Then
Okay.
still you will get higher like compression ratio in the diesel engine.
We know that now we always consider the volume at TDC is 1 in SI engine also and in CI engine also.
Volume at
I think let's
TDC
just
is
read more about it and discuss
okay.
later.
Okay. Yeah. Kiran brother has said volume at TDC we consider 1. Then we also know that the clearance volume for CI engine and SI engine is not same. Yeah, I will cross check about that.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we should
Or
go
let's
ahead with the next question.
try to share the source of that information.
Okay, correct. Yeah, we can go ahead with the next question, bro. Hifazat, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Your name is too long.
See, bro, I don't have a clear idea about the NIP clearance. If anyone have, please explain.
Where is it? It is where is the position? What is the position of NIP clearance? Uh, Someone just discussed. Na, I forget that.
In
In
bearing,
bearing,
this clearance is
in bearing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Anyone
I
knows
watched a
about
video.
that NIP clearance? Amston, Rahul. Who is the other guy? Jackpot. Okay.
Okay, guys,
Okay, we
just
can go ahead.
watch this video later. I don't know. I just searched about that and got this video. Don't know about the authenticity and correctness of this video.
Okay.
I just
Yeah.
found
You
something
I
on
also
think you
the
can.
will get a
internet,
better
but
understanding.
I'll just share it on the group.
Yeah,
Just
you
read
can
it
also
later.
share. You can also share here video. Yeah, if you want to explain with the video.
No, it just
How would I explain, bro, if
yeah,
myself only
exactly.
don't know?
Okay.
It
I
will
Okay.
don't
just
know.
create more chaos.
book for
So
next
rather,
Yeah,
topic.
I'm
Book
just
for
saying
next
that over
topic.
the group. We'll
Okay.
read that
I
and
only don't know
let's
about this
in next meeting
NIP
or something we can
clearance
discuss that part.
Okay.
because no one is asking about the bearing
For
anything
okay, so for time
related
being,
to this.
just know that at the big end of the connecting rod, we have two parts. Everyone knows that, right?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
the one thing goes, yeah. So the clearance between those two parts, no, that's called as nip clearance. Just check
Okay,
the
okay,
group. I
okay,
have
okay, okay, okay.
shared the image.
Yes, sir. Can you share
Okay, the
screen
bearing,
and
the clearance between the bearing journal and
Right.
the
Huh?
big end of the connecting shaft.
No, I don't think so. It's like, see the image, no?
no,
They
no,
have
no, yeah.
given the clearance. It's like
Can you
In
show it after
WhatsApp,
sharing a screen, bro? Like you explained very
Bro,
well after showing it.
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
try
You
again.
have
Just
you have
make me host.
yeah, you have already made host. Does it is asked? It has been asked in any interview. Somnath, I think Somnath has asked this question.
no, bro,
See,
I
I
think
didn't
it
get
was
that.
according to this
previously
diagram,
asked
Okay.
this
once
clearance
or
is known
twice.
as nip clearance.
Yeah. Uh,
This clearance
Radial
is known
This is
as,
pressure
nip
bearing
clearance.
that is bearing crust housing.
as per the diagram,
Yeah.
what I found.
The distance between the two half of the connecting big end of the connecting shaft.
Yes. Just for time being, let's just say this is that part, and we'll read that again because I don't also have clear idea about it. But
Okay,
this is
we
what
will
I found on
discuss.
the internet.
Guys, everyone research about
What is
it
this?
and we'll
This
be
is
discussing.
connecting rod. Connecting. What is this?
Yeah, the
Big,
big
big,
end
big
of
end of
the
the.
connecting rod, which
big,
connects to the crankshaft.
big end of connecting rod which connects the cranks
Yes,
of okay,
connects to
okay.
the crankshaft.
All right,
Yes,
all right.
yes, yes.
Yeah, we can go ahead then. We got a
Okay, I think the next
idea.
important question is the viscosity index. Viscosity index.
We have
What is
already discussed.
viscosity? We everyone, but
Yeah.
we didn't have discussed about this viscosity index.
Okay.
So
We,
viscosity index is the parameter by which we measure the viscosity with respect to the change in temperature. This is sufficient, bro.
yeah.
Agree.
But please explain, Somnath, please explain.
So with increase in temperature, viscosity of the fluid is changed, just like liquid. In case of liquid, with increase in temperature, viscosity is decreases because liquid viscosity is due to the molecular bonding. Due to breaking of bonding, viscosity of the liquid is decreases, and in case of gases, the viscosity is the main cause of viscosity is molecular collision. With increase in temperature, viscosity of gases increases. So viscosity index is the parameter by which we can measure the viscosity with change in temperature. Viscosity index is two types: low grade viscosity index and high grade viscosity index. Yeah, hello,
Yeah,
hello.
we are
Yeah,
listening. Continue.
continue, bro.
All of us lost the voice.
So low grade viscosity index is the whose fluid those viscosity is changes very rapidly with change in temperature, and high grade viscosity index are those are whose viscosity does not change with respect to the temperature. This is high grade viscosity index. This is, I know, this is enough. Hello.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
correct.
Oh,
Where he has gone.
hello.
Heads up. Where is the meeting head? Yeah. He. I think.
Array, sorry, my mute was it was on mute,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
and one of my cousin has came, so at that time I was little bit disturbed.
It's all right. You can. Continue now.
See, I was just trying to explain with the viscosity index is uh, we know what is viscosity index as the
Yeah.
Somnath explained us. It is the measure of the fluid change in viscosity relative to the temperature change. But what's its application? I was trying to explain you about if we use the lubrication oil which have lower viscosity index. So the lubrication oil which have low viscosity index will be more affected by the change in the temperature. Like when the engine will get more heated, at that time if we use the lower viscosity index lubrication oil, it will be acting like a very thin. It will be very thin, like just like a water. But we at there we need oil which is little bit thick.
Basically, it will lose its lubricating property.
Yeah. It will be just acting like a water, and it will not dissipate that much heat, and it will not protect the walls of the piston and the cylinder liner or anything which is coming in contact. So just I'm trying to explain why the lower viscosity index lubrication oil is required at why, and why the high viscosity index lubrication oil is required.
On that note, I would
Are
like
you
to
guys
ask
Yes,
one
yes,
getting?
yes.
question.
We use fuel oil as the lower viscosity index. Fuel, HFO fuel, na?
Yeah, I was about to ask that question.
Yes.
What should be the viscosity index of our fuel?
See,
HFO?
It is 15 it is 380 CST at 50 degrees Celsius before the bunkering. So we have the
You just
bunkering
said
tank.
that's the viscosity of the HFO.
In ships,
I was
we are
asking
generally used.
what's preferable.
Preferable.
I mean, it should be low or it should be high. Viscosity index should be low
yeah,
or
it
viscosity
depends on the
index should
type
be
of
high.
fuel, type of oil.
For the fuel,
If you talk,
it should be higher.
yeah, for the fuel it should be lower, and for
Lower.
the lubrication,
Yeah,
for the lubrication oil it should be
higher.
higher.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
that's what I was expecting.
That's it, bro. This is what I was trying to explain with this question. And
Yeah.
rest of the thing, what
Well,
is NDT? Like, guys, the next
Uh,
question is
I
very
have one
interesting.
thing to
What is
say.
NDT?
Like there was a question in group that which type of oil we used for like a two-stroke and for auxiliary engine and main engine. Then like we already know for main engine we use HFO, heavy fuel oil. Okay, but I
yes,
also got to
yes.
know about that from one of my a friend who is still selling. He said for auxiliary engine we also have a fuel oil, except only when
Yes,
starting and ending of the like starting and closing the generator.
exactly.
Yeah, you have studied that their answer like
Yes,
starting
yes,
and
yes.
yeah.
I'll explain that part.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
explain. Go ahead.
So when you are starting the auxiliary engine, you start it on diesel. Okay, and after some time, you let it run on diesel for like small time, and then you switch to the heavy fuel.
Okay, why
And
so?
again, when you are
Why, bro? Why like that?
because diesel is costlier than heavy fuel. Okay, I'll come to
we
that
can we
point
can also
later.
heat we can also heat the heavy fuel oil and make it.
To start
Okay,
the engine,
Okay,
to
you
just
start
wait,
the
wait.
continue
engine.
I'll
my
just
point of.
come to that part later. Okay. So this
Okay,
is
okay,
what's
okay.
done. And when you're stopping that generator, you also switch to diesel for some time and you shut it off. Okay, that's what the procedure for auxiliary is. So why we are doing so? So diesel engines are known to run on variety of fuel. So if instead of HFO you can use peanut oil, you can use cooking oil, you can use kerosene. If any of you have seen that pump, motor pump in
Yeah,
we use in farms, so some guy use kerosene in that pump as well.
yeah,
Okay,
correct,
so
correct.
diesel engine can run on variety of fuel.
And
But if we are not starting and stopping it using the diesel, what happens that uh, there might be knocking or like engine won't start properly. Uh, so for starting, we use diesel engine because it's smoother at start. And while we are stopping it, we need to flush that heavy fuel oil from the pipelines. And because whenever next time you are starting that, you need diesel in the pipes when your engine is starting and not the HFO. That's why
So
we do that.
that's why I told now. Why not we heat the heavy fuel oil and then it allowed to go into the engine?
He just
If we
said now
heat,
to
then
prevent
its
clogging.
viscosity will decrease.
No. What will happen is the heavy fuel oil is very crude and like bad quality of oil, and I think it creates issues when you are trying to start the engine. If you're using the bad quality of fuel, like rock kerosene or that HFO, then it creates
You
some
mean
issues while
like
starting the engine.
choking or like that
Yeah,
inside the piping, like
maybe,
that
or like
anything?
it doesn't get lit up. You know, maybe it requires more temperature to start like burning.
Aha, yeah,
Maybe that
yeah,
I'm
understood.
not sure. I'll just read it.
Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe.
and also,
Yeah, that point of view is right.
yeah, so that's why they use diesel for starting, and after they switch to HF.
Guys,
I actually
you know
confirmed that with
earlier.
one of my friend who is selling.
Okay, who is selling?
So
Like, guys, you have already knew this because I didn't knew this about that starting and
Yeah,
setting all
I'm
that.
just hearing this for
Confirm.
the first time.
What about Kiran?
Yeah,
Kiran is there.
I also don't know.
Yeah.
Kamlesh said that.
if you want to know more about it, then go on YouTube and search how to run diesel engine on cooking oil.
Okay, okay.
how to run diesel
Then
cooking oil.
yeah, diesel engine on cooking oil. Then you'll find multiple videos
This
which
was
are
but
who
very
are
interesting.
explaining this. No, not in marine industry, just side project. Like it's not anywhere related to your marine industry. It just explains why you are starting it on diesel and why you are stopping it at diesel.
I have a
That's
question.
why. If
Yeah.
anyone is curious about it,
I have a
you can
question.
learn.
So we know that if the we can burn cheaper quality of fuel inside the two-stroke engine, cause the stroke length of two-stroke engine is more.
Hmm.
So in the auxiliary engine, the stroke length is small, and still we can use the HFO. You
Yes,
said that
yes.
after the diesel we shifting to the HFO. So how it is possible? Because for burning the HFO we require the longer stroke, but inside the four-stroke engine it has the lesser stroke, na?
Yeah,
So
actually,
how
I'm
it can burn
also a bit
HFO?
confused about that part.
See, in
But
that case,
if you
we can
see,
supply very low amount of fuel.
no. If you see, even in four-stroke diesel engine, you have comparatively very large compression ratio. It's somewhere around like 15 or something.
For diesel engine.
Yeah, in four-stroke diesel engine also have larger compression ratio as compared to petrol engine.
See, for starting and setting, it requires many more energy, like many more pressure from the strokes and all. Then after
Yes,
once it started, then I think it's quite easy. And the cost of the life and the cost of the life of the that engine, they must use like it will deteriorate the life of that engine also. It may deteriorate, but using the cost price for saving the cost price they may use. I will ask this question the same guy who has said this. Okay, instead of because in four
Hello,
stroke. Yeah,
hello,
yeah.
Mhm.
hello.
Yeah,
It might be possibility that we know that four-stroke engine produces less power, so we have to charge less fuel inside that four-stroke engine. So if we can putting the less amount of fuel during the stroke inside the engine, so it is easy to
Yeah,
burn
yeah.
that. Na? So
This is what my
we all
point of
we
view
know that.
was.
Na?
Exactly, Kiran.
Yes, because we know that, na, because it is always not the fuel that is a liquid fuel which catches the fire. So it is always the vapor of the hydrocarbons which catches the fire. So for that we have put the small amount of lube oil. We can put the small amount of fuel oil inside the four-stroke engine. So it is so it can matches its small stroke length, and we can generate small amount of power because we does not require more amount of power as compared to two-stroke engine.
Yeah, exactly. My
Get
point
it?
of view is that.
Correct, correct.
Maybe this can be the reason.
I also don't know, but I assume that.
Yeah, maybe this can be the reason for using the HFO in between, not from the starting to ending.
Jackpot has something to say.
because HFO can choke that auxiliary pipelines,
I'll
auxiliary
try
engines
to read more
pipeline.
about that, but you are saying no, it chokes. It doesn't because we preheat that oil before we feed it to the fuel pump
If we are
and reduce its viscosity.
yes,
But
we
for
heated
main
with the
engine,
help of heater.
but for main engine, I think we heat and we heat the fuel
For
oil
both
and
engines, for
make
both
Both the
it.
engines,
engines, but
because
Yeah,
if you
experience
see
before.
yeah,
that fuel oil, no, it's like a melted tar. You see on
yeah.
that road.
I'm
Yeah,
assuming it is
exactly.
a crude oil, like the
Yes.
original form
It
of the
looks
oil.
something like that. So that's why you must heat it up, and then you reduce its viscosity so that it doesn't choke your fuel pump and your fuel lines,
Fuel injector. Yes.
and then you feed it to
I
engine.
think the reason for supplying the diesel is here in auxiliary engine we use a four stroke engine. We use four stroke engine, so there might be the chances that it will choke. Yeah, engine will get choked. But in two stroke engine, we just directly supply because there is no chances of getting choked.
I'll just try to get
Don't
as
know.
much information as possible on that part, and I'll just revert it to the group.
Okay.
Okay, guys, let's switch on the
Uh,
next question. I think.
yeah.
This because that's all I know at this point.
Okay, guys, what is NDT?
Non-destructive test.
This we have
There are like
testing. Yeah.
non-destructive testing, like electromagnetic testing, ultrasonic testing, and
Magnetic particle testing, dye
magnetic
penetration testing.
MPI,
One of the
dye
most
penetrative.
famous testing.
That is electromagnetic
Yeah.
MPI, magnet no, electromagnetic testing. What is electromagnetic?
Magnetic particle testing.
Yeah, magnetic particle testing, MPT.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, I have heard that during dry docking, for checking the what quality of the component, we mostly do liquid penetration testing. That is the dry penetration
Dye
testing.
penetration because it's cheap.
Yeah, it's actually very cheaper as compared to other.
Okay.
So in dry
Does anyone know how
penetration,
it's done?
yeah. I have studied about that.
Yeah, just explain it in
See,
short.
just I have watched a video. One of my friends shared it. It was dry docking, and one of the engineer was just putting the liquid on the surface. It's the powder, and which the engineer was putting on the propeller. He was like testing the propeller, like if it is having so many cracks like that. So he was putting the what do we say, the powder on it, on the propeller, and later like झाड़ दिया उसने. So the amount of the places where the powders got stuck inside it, and sometimes it is done with the liquid, and sometimes it is done also with the powder also. So where the penetration is, where the settlement of the powder is more, there they do there they do research, like how many depth is there. So dry testing is very cheaper,
What is this?
and it is for the
Is
surface
telling
only, not for
dry testing or dye testing?
DIE. No, color dye.
sorry
Dye.
dye
What is
dye
made up of
penetration
dye?
testing.
Dye is made up of what? Like what is that?
It's
Color
just
dye,
some color.
Like
Yeah.
colored paste you can say.
color paste.
Bro, can you please explain MPI,
MPI what?
Magnetic particle test.
magnetic particle test
Hello.
or something?
See, okay, let me start for once again. And there are many methods for NDT, but I have noted down only 5 methods. That is the magnetic crack detector, ultrasonic testing, dye penetration testing, radiographic testing, and infrared and thermal testing. See, most commonly preferred is dye penetration, and sometimes magnetic crack, and rest of the things are for I don't know what.
Okay.
These tools are very common and sometimes being asked by the interviewer about the dye penetration and magnetic crack detector.
Hello.
Yeah, can you please explain the magnetic particle testing,
Uh,
See,
if anyone know?
see
see,
what I understood that I'm going to explain you. Okay.
okay. See, I had
Yeah.
worked internship in one of the auto making company, like what is the automobile make company, like automobile parts. There they used to do it electromagnetic test detection test. Like what they do in the in the room of full dark, they apply some chemical on the parts of that the auto parts. They and if there is any crack, they it shines, something like that. So it was like I was seeing
In which method?
in
I think that
MPI,
was the dye penetration testing
in MPI method. I can still
because it
remember
don't
the in MPI method.
shine.
Hmm?
It don't shine. I think
Okay,
that
I'll
was
just
the
try to
dye
wrap it
penetration
up.
testing.
Okay.
Because
See, I'll
in
just try
dye
to wrap it up.
penetration testing only the liquid which we pour that shines.
No, that not shines. That can be pulls by the developer because
Right.
of the
So,
because of the
uh, okay.
capillarity. Because of the capillarity.
So what we do in dye penetration test, we clean the surface first with the isopropyl, then we apply dye and let it sit for a while. Then that dye gets sits inside the cracks or crevices we have on the surface. Then we wipe off the excess. Then we apply developer.
Yes.
So wherever there is a crack and there is dye present in that crack, so that dye in the crack reacts with the developer and it creates some sort of color indication, and we know that there is a crack. Okay, everyone got that?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes. Yes.
bro.
That
Kamlesh
developer
bro,
pulls that method.
I wanted to ask whether we can check how much depth is there, like
Uh,
we without damaging, like
yeah.
how much depth the crack is.
Yes, as far as I know, you can't exactly measure the
Yeah, I
depth,
think so.
but if the
But
depth
we
is
can
more,
know
then you will
about the
have the more like more coloring because there will be more amount of dye present in that track.
uh, but what
Getting what I'm trying to say?
if there is a only pin size surface and the depth is more, but the upper surface is very little less. At that time also we'll get the same amount of like color.
So if for checking the depth, we always use the radiographic test.
Mhm.
Okay.
Because radiographic test gives a direct indication on the film that how much the depth. Bigger depth means the bigger plot of that X-ray on that film.
Okay. Thank you so much, bro.
Okay. And in case of magnetic particle
in
testing,
in
we clean the
radiography.
surface again.
Okay.
Okay,
In
just a
radio.
minute, yeah. I'll just talk
Okay.
about the magnetic particle,
Okay, let
then
him
we'll go to
speak.
radiography.
Let him
Okay.
speak.
Okay, so we clean the surface again, then we put some magnetic powder over there, like ferromagnetic, let's say iron particles, like powder over that surface, and then we like magnetize that part using a permanent magnet or like electromagnet. So what happens wherever there is a crack, then there is concentration of magnetic field lines.
Correct.
Let's say there is a development of some sort of polarity,
Yeah.
then
Accumulation.
you'll see that
A
okay, if
polarity
there is
will be
crack, then you will
generated.
see
New
more
polarity
number of,
will be generated.
yeah, yes, and there will you will find the higher concentration of magnetic particles about like around that crack. That's how you detect it in magnetic particle testing.
Can you come again?
Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
Guys, can I explain? I think I can explain it
Yeah.
much better way.
Okay,
okay.
go on.
See,
Okay.
in this method, the component which need to be inspected should have been made up of ferromagnetic particle material. It should be ferromagnetic material. This is the disadvantage of the magnetic crack detector.
Okay.
For doing this test, a kerosene iron filing suspension. You guys must know about the suspension, right?
Mm.
Kerosene iron filings. Iron filing means powder, very micro powders. Powders is kept inside the kerosene, and that the kerosene suspension is poured on the surface. Getting that is poured on the surface, and it let then we give some times to settle it. So so if there is any discontinuity like cracks, so the magnetic flux will get broken and the particles will get settled on the near
Correct.
to the either side of the crack.
Accumulate.
See, the magnetic flux, yeah, the magnetic flux will be broken and the new north and south pole is generated. Guys, assume a single magnet, bar magnet. If you put if you put the iron filings, iron particle, the powder will stuck on the north pole and south pole. Okay, but if we broke the bar magnet into smaller, so the particle will stick to the every north and south pole of the magnet broken piece. Getting? So that's how work in the ferromagnetic material which is needed to be inspected. So at every crack, it is the powder, the material, sorry, iron piling powder will get accumulated and making it like a magnet. So after the powders will get deposited on the cracks, we will get to know. Oh yeah, so here it is the crack. Understood, guys? Anyone? At least once.
Yeah, I get
Yes.
it.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Got it, bro.
Next question. Or does anyone have any doubt?
So I think this two is important, and the rest of the thing I don't have much better understanding. In infrared and thermal testing, we just pass the like infrared, thermal, and infrared. What we say? I
Sonar,
don't know the exact term.
ultrasound.
No, I'm talking about the infrared and thermal testing. I'm not. That's not. I'm not talking about the ultrasonic. I'm talking about the infrared and thermal testing. So infrared cameras are there now. I think that is used for the testing of this infrared, and it is also only used where the component is being heated, like time to time it is being heated. So there, the things which are get heated like engine surfaces. There, I think we can use this infrared and thermal testing. The things which are getting heated and cooled and heated and cooled, because this heating and cooling, there might be a crack generated. I think no
I'm not
one is
sure
there.
about the thermal because I haven't read anything about it. But infrared, ultrasonic, both of these tests work as like they're scanning the 3D, scanning the part in 3D, and whenever there is a gap, you get some sort of indication. Like we get like we get in X-ray, like broken bone is indicated. No? In similar way, we get indication in X-ray, sonar, and infrared, as far as I know. But I'm not aware of the thermal testing.
Yeah,
Where's everyone?
I don't have much better idea about the rest of the thing, but I just know I have only studied the diapenetration test and magnetic crack
Yeah, big,
detector,
both of them are
because
asked, has been asked
this
frequently.
these two are most commonly used and people only ask
Yes.
these two.
And another thing is where we use these tests. Generally, whenever we are building any two surfaces, so to check the quality of the weld, we use this type of testings mainly in the industry.
There is a catch for the magnetic crack detector, that it is only being used for the
Yeah.
ferromagnetic material,
Yes.
and the catch for the dye penetration test is it is not used for the porous material, like which have so many pores. At there we can't justify, we can't judge, so it is for
The
the,
difference
it
between
is
crack
due to
and
the pore,
pores.
or it is there is a
Right?
crack. Why GYAN is not telling anything? Why no one is telling anything without asking?
On yeah,
Because no one is getting that.
no,
That's the
no,
reason. This is the
I
same
get it.
thing happening during our sir teachers.
No, actually, I got you that about electromagnetic crack detection, that we apply some metallic powder like on surface, and apply some magnetic field, and there on crack accumulation or concentration of that metallic powder exists. Okay,
Yeah.
and bro,
What?
Who's saying something?
I think who is Gurvinder is in the meeting. He has something to say.
About what?
Okay.
That
He's
will
asked
stop.
me to stop recording. He will say offline. Okay, I'm stopping the recording.
Okay, no problem.
He made me to say stop recording first, or he going to abuse me. Stop.